Meantime, a major rescue, recovery, and cleanup operation is underway in Southeast Asia. A combination of monsoon rains, a cyclone, and a typhoon have created widespread flooding and landslides. More than 1,000 people are dead across Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and Thailand. Hundreds more are still missing. Some areas are unreachable because of damaged roads and downed power lines. Those who are cut off are now relying on aircraft to get aid, deliveries, and supplies. The extreme weather now making its way to India. For more on this now, I'm joined by freelance journalist David Gunumbaun. He joins us live from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. David, appreciate your time here on CBC Morning Live. I want to start with Indonesia, where Sumatra Island was hit very, very hard. Give us a sense of the situation right now on the ground.
Yeah, well, the death toll right now up to almost 600 people, hundreds more still missing, 300,000 people displaced. This is the worst natural disaster to hit Indonesia since an earthquake in 2018. Now, the government has deployed Navy warships, which have humanitarian aid. They've also deployed hospital ships, which of course have medical care and doctors on board to try to treat people. And they can bring these into the air, into some of the larger areas where they're needed for help. But there are so many communities that are completely cut off because there were landslides that have made the roads impassable, and there's just not enough heavy equipment to clear these roads. And these villages, some of them are cut off. Not only can they not be reached on land, but the communication lines are down. So authorities have not been able to communicate with anyone in some of these villages to find out how bad the situation is. And so one of the things we need to keep in mind here, when you have disasters like this, there are people who survive the initial floods but then die in the days right after because they're often running low on food and water, and they may need medical care right away, and the aid just does not get to them in time.
Now, that is a good point. We've talked about that before with the hurricane that hit Jamaica and just different times like that. The initial hit doesn't always cause a crazy amount of deaths. It sometimes does, but the majority, a lot of the deaths come from just later on, just from people just being stranded, not being able to get help, medications, and they're not being able to get medication, all that kinds of stuff. Let's keep going.
Thing I should point out, there are reports coming out of Sumatra Island of people looting convenience stores of food and water because they're just running out. Again, they have not been able to get aid to a lot of the people who need it yet.
Indeed, devastating, very difficult situation there. David, as you also point out, literally being cut off. I want to move north to Sri Lanka and Thailand. What is the situation like in those two countries?